All right, we're talking about angle relationships in this one. There's a couple of words you need to know with angle relationships. First word is going to be vertical angles. They're opposite angles formed by two intersecting lines, so it's when you have two lines that intersect. Okay, we'll just say something like this. And the vertical angles are congruent, meaning they're the same, because the angles have the same measure. So basically, let's say these two angles that are kind of pointing at each other are going to be congruent. They're the same measurement. And the other two obtuse angles, this one here and this one here, are also congruent. Okay, so if they're pointing at each other, you can kind of see this one's pointing down, this one's pointing up, they're going to be the same measurement. Okay, second part of this called adjacent angles. Okay, adjacent angles are pairs of angles where they have the same vertex. So let's say this design again, they have the same vertex, meaning that little point where they come to is the same, and they share one side. So let's say this yellow angle and this blue angle are considered adjacent angles. Another angle that's going to be adjacent is this one and let's say that one. You can see them differently. So when they're right next to each other, they're adjacent. These two are adjacent, these two, these two, these two, so on and so forth. Last two things you need to know are complementary angles. That's two angles that make up 90 degrees. You know that 90 degrees looks like this. So that's 90 degrees. If I split this in half, these two angles here are complementary. Supplementary is when it's 180. So you got 180 degrees, which makes a straight line. If I make another angle there, one angle and the second angle are complementary. I'm sorry, supplementary. So those are the four main words you need to know. Let's apply that to an actual problem here. Okay, let me zoom out here. If I'm looking at this problem here, it asks you to name a pair of vertical angles. So I'm going to take a look, angles that are pointing to each other. So I see, let's say this angle here and this angle here. They share the same vertex. So I'd say angle AEB. AEB. And I could also say angle DEF. Those are considered vertical angles. There are other vertical angles here. I'll show you another one. Angle AEF, this big angle here, is the same as this big angle here, so it's going to be angle BED. Those are considered vertical angles. Okay, so I'm looking at that. Now let's talk about complementary angles. Here's a different sheet here. Complementary, remember complementary equals 90 degrees. Two angles added together give you 90. So I can see this one is 90, it's already right angle, but it's only one big angle. So I want to see another two angles that equal 90. I can see them right here. This is 90 degrees altogether, so I would say angle AEB and angle BEC. This angle here and this angle here together give me 90 degrees. Those are complementary angles. Okay, and last but not least, supplementary. Alright, so supplementary means that they equal 180, a straight line across, two angles that do that. So let's take a look. Angle AEB, that's this part here. What else do I need to get to 180? Well, I need to go a little bit further, all this here. So that's going to be angle BED. Those would be a combination that gives me. There is another combination. I could have gone here and all the way here as well. So there's a couple of different answers for that.